I'm never going to get from under this mountain of debt. I'm always going to live paycheck to paycheck. It would take a miracle for things to change. Sound familiar? I played that soundtrack over and over in my head for years. If you find yourself saying these or similar statements, you're missing something. Hope. Instead of believing things can change, you believe change is impossible, that things are just the way they are, and this is how they're always going to be. You've lost hope. Not only are these statements and thoughts negative and toxic, but they are the very thing that is preventing you from seeing any progress in your finances, career, marriage, or whatever area of your life you so desperately wish were different. One of my favorite quotes comes from Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. There's a direct correlation between your thoughts and your results. I remember very clearly having toxic thoughts about my financial situation. With it being $74,000 in debt and living paycheck to paycheck, I felt the only way to get from under the crushing boulder of debt was if a miracle happened or if I won the lottery, which would be a miracle, right? I felt hopeless. I truly did believe at the time that the only thing that could turn my situation around was if I were suddenly and inexplicably blasted with gobs and gobs of money. What I didn't realize was that as long as I thought that way and felt that way, I actually was right. That really was the only thing that would make a difference. I was limiting myself. Really, I was sabotaging myself with my thoughts. So for quite some time, I continued in a vicious cycle of not believing I could change, not changing, not believing I could change, not changing, and so on, until I found hope. I had a habit of reading any book I could find about personal finance, and one book in particular gave me hope, The Total Money Makeover. The pages are filled with stories of people who did it, who changed their "we're always going to be in debt" situations into "we're making it" stories. I read the book and I had hope. I gave the book to my husband. He didn't read it at first, but then he did, and he had hope. I will always remember the words that changed everything for us. They weren't mine, and they weren't in the book. They belonged to my husband. "We can do this," he said. We started believing that we could change things, and guess what? We did. The cycle that we were in shifted to we can change, and changing, and we truly believe we can change, and changing some more. Looking back, it's amazing to see how hope was the catalyst. Hope was the fuel that propelled our getting out of debt. We once believed that we couldn't, and we were right. We didn't. We found hope and started believing that we could, and we were right. We did. So I want to encourage you to find the hope in your situation. It may not come from reading a book, but you do need hope and the belief that change is possible if you want to make lasting changes in your finances or any area of your life. I truly believe that every situation, no matter how bad it may seem to you, has hope. So find the hope in yours and grab onto it, because when you do, it changes everything. For more encouragement, tips, and inspiration to help you take control of your finances, be sure to hit the subscribe button or sign up for the Hope+Cents newsletter or follow Hope+Cents on social media. Until next time.